seems Brazil got the upper hand over Ron in a large majority of their matches, and that's why
fucking arm historian put a video, rise and fall of RVJ, but that's almost like my career is like complete. Like he went up and then he came down. That's like we can talk about maybe Alexi Vavuda.
By the way, he's in the chat. By the way,
yeah, you hurt my feelings with that video, arm historian, but I think I told you about that.
Did you actually go and watch it? Because I know that when we were in Ireland, you told me you hadn't watched it yet.
No, I didn't watch it.
You have to film yourself watching it. Okay, so we need a real reaction of you watching it as it happens.
Oh, my kids started fact checking me on that. They watched the arm historian one. They're like, I didn't know this. I didn't know this when I lived on a farm. I didn't know. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, but the rise and fall title hurt me in my feels a little bit.
Are you worried about losing to a heavyweight?
No.
That's too little. I'm just curling your weight with one arm, so you're just too small.
Yeah, do you think that's going to matter, though? When I put the weight right in the spot, when I come in, or when I hit your fingers? Do you think it's going to be a curl?
I think I won't be even able to feel him, which is slightly sad to me.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you might be. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. What's going on out there in the arm wrestling world? Sorry that I'm a bit late. Usually I go live about half an hour earlier, but yeah, I wasn't home, so it would be quite tough to go live when I'm not at my setup here. How you all doing? Let's see who's in chat. Let's get the chat highlights on. There we go. Muscleback in chat. How you doing, Muscleback? Good to see you. Chuck, what's up, my man? Welcome. Boss Royale, what's good? Lat Rousseau thought he was first, but other nerds beat him indeed. TOS Move, hey man, sup? Good to see you. The Nightmare. Keep calm, the nightmare is coming. Welcome. For Bear, how you doing? Good to see you, man. How's your arm feeling? Lat Rousseau says sad news. Jerry versus Camille not happening apparently. Really? Haven't seen that yet. Did they give a reason? The Nightmare says who's amped for MAC3. Yes, indeed. It's coming up. Lat Rousseau says, don't just stand there, say something, Mr. Arm. Yeah, I was doing some behind the scenes stuff there, behind my back. Mr. Peanut says, the good news is the great Manus is about to appear and instill fast knowledge to all. Interesting. Are you the great Manus, Mr. Peanut? No, I know you're not, right? Lat Rousseau says, Camille said Jerry has family problems. Interesting, okay. Huh. Yeah, that sucks. It's kind of, as far as excuses go, it's a good one. So yeah. That sucks for Jerry. And for Camille, of course. I hope they find a replacement in time. Chuck says, I found some ancient scrolls mentioning you. Interesting. Andy G, what's up? Happy Sunday, man. Good to see you. Arms feeling good for Bear. That's good for Bear. Is one of my regular training partners. Very strong presser. I don't know how his elbows handle it sometimes, but yeah, there you go. Let's switch over. We might as well. So on the docket today, it's going to be a relatively short live stream. You might notice just by listening to me, but I'm a little tired. I'm gonna keep it relatively short and sweet. Gonna take a quick look at what's going on in the arm wrestling world lately. Like what happened in the past week. I'm gonna pull up the arm wrestling subreddit to have a little bit of a thread in there. But yeah, if you've got any topics you want to talk about, any arm wrestling related topics, shoot them at me. I will probably get to them in this rather relaxed live stream here. Oh, let's see. There we go. That should take care of that. Here we go. Okay. Let's take a look what we can see here, right? Someone made Levon versus Michael Todd in Minecraft, apparently. Which, I guess I can kind of see it. You gotta need to use a little bit of your imagination here, but yeah, I guess I can kind of see it. The Levon screen proximity analysis. I am the great Manus, of course. Manus means hand, right? That makes sense. Manus proper is the hand from the elbow to fingertips, Latin word meaning hand or of the hand. Yeah, of course. Used in medical names and descriptions. Yeah. Also, kind of still the same as in a lot of countries right now, right? In French, it's nearly exactly the same. Hey Dan John, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome. Finally understand the Mr. Peanut comment, says Lat Rousseau. Yeah, you have to try hard sometimes, but they're always worthwhile. If you ask me. Jeez, it's separated sometimes. What's this? I hope Yevgeny doesn't mind me showing this a little. Looks like they did a skid or something. I don't want to steal the entire thing. But yeah, I'm guessing it's quite funny, so check that out after the live stream if you want on Yevgeny's YouTube channel. Latruso says, what the fuck is that picture? Is it fake? This one? I don't know if it's fake. Might be some photoshopping going on here, right? The lines look a little suspect, but yeah, who knows? Maybe. Maybe not. Kirill versus Bowen. Genuine question. Who is the GOAT? Yeah, Kirill is the new #1 now, right? The return of Prudnik, says Top Troll King. Yeah, I wonder how we'll do. He's still high up in the rankings on the left arm, right? What is he like? #3 or something? In the 115? Lat Rousseau says, Juicy Prudnik returning might be the case. Andy G says, I hope Prime Prudnik makes a return. That would shake things up quite a bit. Yeah, I like Prudnik a lot. I do hope he makes a return. I had the pleasure of meeting him, although rather briefly. I met him in real life and seems like a real friendly guy, so so many posts. There has been some, like, full disclosure, I haven't been keeping up because didn't have a lot of time to read the subreddit a lot, but there has been quite a bit of drama going on between some of the moderators and the community here. Quite funny. Even been another subreddit started by someone, an arm wrestling uncensored subreddit, started by someone who didn't like the way people were moderating in here. As Rousseau says, I remember he had a close match versus Daria Khan left-handed. Yeah, very close match, I believe, at King of the Table, if I remember correctly. And I think both of them got hurt in there, but I think Daria Khan kind of got the worst of it, if I remember correctly. But yeah, they had one hell of a match not too long ago. Mr. Peanut says, I still have slide rule around here somewhere. What does that even mean, Mr. Peanut? Dan John says, is Dennis still pulling? That's a very good question, Dan John. I don't know. I hope he is. I don't know if he is, though. There was some rumblings, right, not too long ago, about him kind of getting another comeback on the way. Not really another comeback, but I guess kind of continuing his comeback. That woman's forearms, yeah. Because Azuri, how you doing? Good to see you. Another one of my training partners in chat. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, indeed, Andy G. Dennis asking for a main event, really? The Nightmare says, I'm a crush Danimal like the yogurt commercial at Mac 3. Awesome, you're pulling there, The Nightmare. Sorry if I'm not 100% up on it. Haven't had a lot of time to stay up on the minutia. Mr. Peanut says, before we had calculators, kids, slide rule is a mechanical calculator that uses slide rulers to perform mathematical operations like multiplication, division, and trigonometry. It's like I think I know what that is. Obviously, we didn't call it slide rule because we didn't speak English here. But yeah, I think I know what you're talking about there. It's the board where or no, that's an abacus, right? That's something different. Because I know an abacus is also kind of a form of mechanical calculator. I guess you could call that, right? But I'm assuming that the slide rule stuff you're talking about is something a little more akin to an actual calculator than an abacus. Latrousseau says, I read Dennis is only training sitting down. How is he gonna pull a super match? Really? Where did you read that, Latrousseau? Interesting. Dan John hopes he's still competitive. Awesome, The Nightmare. Who are you facing? Tell me about it, if you want. Latrousseau might just be starting rumors. Yeah, it sounded a little far out. It's hard to read, like, when you're being facetious from text, right? Andy G says, I'd love to see Dennis versus Dave Chafee in a legacy match. Yeah, like Chuck says here, that'd be a good match. There you go, Muscle Bike agrees too. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good match. Yeah, I like that one. Lago Rossi says, Camille told me that Jerry cancelled the match due to family problems. Yeah, I heard something like that earlier in the stream. Lago Rossi. Too bad. Yeah. I hope everything turns out fine for Jerry. And I, of course, hope they find a good opponent for Camille. Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah. That's awesome, The Nightmare. I hope it'll go well, man. I wish you all the best. I'll be checking you out for sure. I'll be checking your match out for sure. Hey, Woody, how you doing? Phil Woody in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. That time of the weekend already, indeed. Week nearly over. Time for the arm historian live, right? Top Row King says, I get me arm wrestling news from newspapers. That's cool. I'd love to see it, man. I'd love to see the day where arm wrestling is printed all across newspapers. Although, to be fair, newspapers might be a thing of the past when that time actually rolls around, right? Yeah, indeed, Latrousseau. Yeah. There's so much stuff on the internet, so many people saying different things. It'd be weird to me if Dennis is suddenly only training sitting down. Like, what would be even the point of that, right? I get me arm wrestling news from Whispers in the Wind, says Latru. So why are we all talking like a pirate all of a sudden? And the Jesus Historian, are you going to East vs West 17 next month? No, I'm not. I wish I could, but that's a little too far. Georgia would have been more doable, but even that is quite far for me to travel. It's quite prohibitively expensive, especially if it's all the way in the US or somewhere like that. So no, unfortunately I won't, Andy G. Are you? The Legendary Balkan says, who's winning in your opinion, Brzezinski or Yoshi? Yeah, I talked about this a little bit when the match was announced. I think it's, all in all, it's a good match, but I do think Yoshi should have it here, right? Unless Brzezinski is all of a sudden back in really good shape. Despite, like, what, 90% of their previous super matches going Brzezinski's way. I think right now Yoshi might be the one in better shape. That's just my opinion, though. They both had matches with Todd Hutchings, I believe. And I think Yoshi did far better. Woody says, no fix on tonight. Time for a double shift, arm historian. No. I'm just telling you right now, no. I need some shut-eye really badly. I made it here like half an hour late already. And I got home and basically got to the live stream almost straight away, so yeah. Very, very tired right now, but happy to be talking arm wrestling with the crew here. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, Andy G. That's awesome. What kind of ticket did you buy? A regular attendance ticket? If yes, can I ask how much it set you back? Like, approximately? You don't have to tell me if you don't feel comfortable, but... Chuck says, I can't see John winning this, but I have similar views with Leonidas' match, and it was amazing. Yeah, it might be a really good match, though. Like, I don't know... Like, suppose Yoshi can overpower John Brzezinski. Oh, why am I not on the screen, by the way? That's weird. I'm still down here. Okay, here I am. I've been off the screen the entire time. Okay. Suppose, like, John, like, is obviously worse than Yoshi on the day itself, and Yoshi could have a very easy match. Do you guys think he would kind of give John a little leeway because of the respect he might like have for him, or do you think we'll just see Yoshi securing it straight away? And because I don't know, giving John any leeway seems like a poor decision, right? I think if I was Yoshi and I felt like I could potentially overpower him, I would do it right away and just go for the pin, right? My hand is a Hokiar. By the way, guys, I started on getting all my ducks in a row for a new fantasy league this year. So yeah, I started reaching out to people, special guests. I've already got a couple of people that have agreed to co-host some of the fantasy leagues, some of the fantasy league live streams. So yeah. Time to get excited for that. If you've got any suggestions, I'll be asking it on my community tab, of course, and also for the members in like a separate post. But if you've got any suggestions for this year's fantasy league, hit me up on any of my social media or just on a video even. I'll probably even get your comment there. Andy G says, I splurged and got the VIP tickets. 1,500. Okay, there you go, Andy G. Damn. What a baller, man. Yeah. That's awesome. I hope you have a really good time. I am hoping it's gonna be worth it. Although I'm pretty sure it will be, man. I'm excited for you. Very nice. Chuck says I will take over the live stream. Chuck, man, you should consider making an arm wrestling channel too. Would be cool. Top Troll King says Hermes spoke with Smaev about bulking in gear, but now Hermes says that he will be light. Is he chickening out? Or what? I don't know. I think if you look at Smaev, I think if I was in Hermes' position and I actually met Smaev, I would chicken out too. whatever Smaev is offering, I would chicken out too. Because if whatever he's offering is gonna make you look like him, which I don't want to be cruel here, but he kind of looks like he's deep into like middle age territory. And what is he, like not even 30 yet? The dude looks rough lately. That's all I'm gonna say. Andy G says, I think John's hand will be too much for Yoshi, to be honest. Yeah, might be the case. That's kind of what's happened in the past, right? So you might have a good point there. Latrousseau says John is better at handling King's move than Godzilla. Who knows what shape he's in? All I saw was some clickbaity YouTube titles. Yeah, there's plenty of those going around. Although I'm trying my hand at clickbaiting, quote unquote, a little more, just making the title and thumbnail a little more enticing. But it's not a surefire way to views. I think my last video is still doing quite poorly, even though the topic should be, in theory, rather controversial, right? But I mean, in practice, it's pretty clear that most of the arm wrestling community doesn't much care about stuff like that, which I totally get. I kind of knew it was gonna be even more niche of a video when I made it. Al Omega Rich, how you doing, man? Says, what up, Sugar? What up, Al? Good to see you. One of my favorite content creators in the arm wrestling world. Makes awesome sketches. Although I don't know if you can still call them sketches. They're kind of being elevated above the status of a sketch, I think. Mr. Peanut says, nice, that package makes experience worth the price, I think. Yeah, at least you do get quite a bit for your buck there. Yeah, the king of arm wrestling art, indeed. Do not king me, join me. So excited for Yanis versus Minda. Yes, me too. Pecha? Correct me if I'm mispronouncing your name there, or Topeka. Yeah, very excited for it too. Looking forward to that match from the moment it was announced. Has the potential to be a real banger, right? Army story, and what will I upload? I don't do any content, only help a bit. Yeah, your help is, don't get me wrong, Chuck, your help is appreciated a lot. But I don't know, I think you'd have some worthwhile stuff. Musclebike says, Yoshi got nothing for the GOAT. I'm sure of that. Yeah, maybe. I understand, like, I don't want to see the GOAT lose ever. That goes without saying. But then again, I think of Yoshi and I hope so much that his comeback kind of continues on a good note. You know what I mean? Because if he loses badly to John Brezink, it has the potential to just completely derail or discourage Yoshi, and I don't wanna see him quit already. You know what I mean? Hey Jude, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. That Rousseau says Devin was losing weight when prepping for Lavon. I don't know the effect of PEDs. How dare you delete your comments here, Lat Rousseau? Only our mods can delete comments. Bobby Left-Handed, how you doing? Hi. Don't want to see John lose anymore. I wonder how Michael is feeling pushing so hard. Yeah, good question. Michael is another one of those people that's seemingly back very strong, but I don't know. It seems like he still can't quite get to that elite of the elite, top of the top 3 level, right? I saw someone making a post earlier on the arm wrestling subreddit. In fact, let me pull it up. Yeah, it's right here. Someone saying, I feel like we're approaching a 4 horseman era in arm wrestling, like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I'm assuming it's a reference to that. And the guy talks about Levan, Devon, and Hermes and Vitali being like the 4 absolute set in stone top guys of the sport. Like we're approaching an era where these 4 guys will basically be trading places and will be very dominant for quite a while. So yeah, Michael Todd does fall out at least this guy's list, fall off this guy's list. So yeah, to me, Michael Todd is one of those guys that I want to see him do well, like really badly, because he has such a unique style of pulling. And whatever you might think of like how he behaves during a match, I find personally his matches always really entertaining. So he's one of the people that I definitely want to see keep pulling, and I want him to keep trying for those top spots. I can't say if he's ever gonna truly make it there, but I really hope we get a Levan versus Michael at some point in the future. Al Omega Rich says, I bet money on John. Yeah, it seems like I'm in the minority with my opinion on the John versus Yoshi match. I see it as kind of a Yoshi will probably take it, but maybe I'm just being too optimistic and I just want to see a Japanese person win. Just so maybe the sport gets some more momentum again in Japan and we see more people coming out of there. With Ayane doing so well and now Yoshi coming back. Would be awesome. Andy G says, have Giannis and Mindaugas met before? Do they have a bit of a rivalry? They've definitely met. They definitely pulled. I'm not quite sure if they pulled like in any tournament setting, but I'd have to think they have, right? I think I remember some matches that I've seen them pull in, but I can't be quite sure, but I'd have to think they have met in the past in a tournament. But yeah, I've for sure seen them pull outside of that in a friendly setting. Mr. Peanut says if he wins, he's the shit who beat an old man. If he loses, he's the shit who got beat by an old man. Yeah, that's kind of the thing of going up against these top guys, right? These really old top American guys. I say old with like, I don't mean old. I mean, a lot of these quote-unquote old guys are in better shape than I am, so. I think Jerry and Mike both have a good style versus Vitali. Yeah. Probably true. Let Rousseau says, I always want Michael to King's move the whole world. I love to see the haters cry. Yeah. Not so much for me. It's not so much about seeing the haters cry. It's just, I love technical diversity in arm wrestling. I think it's one of the key things we have as a sport. It, I don't know, the match plays out in such a small area, but there's such a big amount of technical diversity you can reach for while you're doing it. So it's one of the things I really love about arm wrestling, and I think King's move, even though some people might not like the move, is just an extension of that mindset, you know. As long as it's clearly defining the rules, what is allowed and is not allowed, and referees applied consistently, I don't really see how you can even have an issue. Top Roll King says MMT almost as fat as Auden. He needs to cut down to 115. Latuso says John can't lose to fucking Bone Block. Where are you going, buddy? Yeah, that's true. I don't know if Yoshi will go for King's move straight away, because, I don't know, Yoshi's King's move is not the same to me as like a Michael Todd's King's move, for example. Talking about the where you going buddy one. But yeah, it might be similar. The match might look similar to that. I don't know. Chuck says, what about Corey versus Dev? Corey on the left hand versus Devon. Is that happening? Or is it like, how would that match go? I don't know, man. Corey is one of those people that I always hear how great he is on the left hand, and I'm sure he's really good, but yeah, I don't know. It might be a good match because I feel the same way about Devon. I always hear how great he is on the left, but then is he really though amongst those top guys on the left arm? I don't know. But Rousseau said, I heard Corey gonna throw Devon on his shoulder and climb the Empire State Building with him while playing shoot at him. It's a match. It's confirmed on Lefty. Okay. Yeah. As you know, as you can see, I'm way behind on confirmed matches, but that's good. I don't know who I have in that match. That's a tough one. Because like I said, I feel both of them aren't really... Like, I guess Corey is a proven entity on the left, right? I think Corey belongs in like the top 10 left-handers, right? Probably in the world. Yeah, I think he's in there. I'm not talking about like official East versus West rankings, but like taking a look at everyone on the planet on the left arm. Is Corey West top 10? That Rousseau says, I wish Corey was more aggressive, especially on the setup. Yeah, true. True. Could do him well. I don't know if it's feasible for a frame like his to be super aggressive off the go. I don't know. Andy G says, MMT gets too much hate. He gets emotional during matches because he's passionate about the sport. Also being on the biggest arm wrestling stage in the world puts a lot of pressure on a guy. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people might accuse me of fueling the flames of the MMT hate train, and some people might have somewhat of a point in saying that, but I think in general I've always been positive towards Michael Todd, at least from my end, and I've always wanted him to do really well, because like I said, it's just no matter what you think about how he handles himself, you can't tell me that his matches aren't entertaining, because they are. At least to me, it's very clear that they are. Awesome. Yeah, we'll go over all the East versus West matches probably in the live stream before the actual event and make predictions, everyone together. Jude says, I think it's possible Vitaly could dad move Jerry, but there's not really a way to disengage Mike's style, so I think Mike would be harder for Vitaly. Yeah, I get you. I think in general, like trying for a pure posting top roll is gonna be tough in the straps versus Michael. The rules are more guidelines than actual rules. Take what you can, give nothing back. Yeah, I agree. That's how it works now. And I guess, like, if you kind of take that thought set to the extreme, you can kind of think that way about any sport, right? And I think to a degree people do. But I think we should, regardless of that, I think we should strive to be very clear in our rule set and try to be as consistent as possible when actually refereeing matches. I think that can only benefit like lowering the level of entrance to new people getting into the sport. If we have like clear rule sets and people know what they can expect, yeah. I'm afraid Devin gonna gas his hand before the first round starts. Might be. Corey is also like one of those people who tends to hold on way too long, right? If I remember correctly. Hey Power Nick, how you doing? Good to see you, welcome. Another newer YouTube channel, arm wrestling YouTube channel, if I remember correctly. Musclebike says, Wild Horse Matt Mask does emotions on and off the table perfectly. He's fun and entertaining in a likable way. MMT and Engin are babies when they don't get their way. Triggered, if you... Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. Musclebike. And I agree, definitely on the Matt Mask part. I won't say anything on the other part. But, yeah. I think you know my personal opinions, Musclebike. Boss Royale says, scroll down. You'll see what I'm talking about on Reddit. In reference to what, Boss Royale? Pardon. Playing a little tune here. These memes.
Maybe it was that second finger in.
Jeez. It's one hairy hand. MT a little bit too real with his shticks, says Top Joking. Andy G says it was crazy to see Corey catch Tobias's hit in the straps and just blast him to the pad. Shows that he's got the strength to be in the elites. True, very true. Yeah, I definitely think the strength is there, for sure. I think he's proven that he belongs in a high level, right? It's just where exactly does he fall? I couldn't tell you. Hopefully Corey can go full-time Sunday soon. Yeah, that's another good point Lat Rousseau brings up there. I think for a lot of people it's just that they can't quite invest the same amount of time as the true top guys can, right? Because a lot of people still have day jobs. I think it's still very hard, even if you're top 10 in the world as an arm wrestler, to earn your full-time living off arm wrestling, right? I think you have to be hustling quite a bit. It's definitely possible, and a lot of guys are doing it right now, but it's not just purely by arm wrestling in tournaments or in super matches. I think the bulk of a lot of guys' income comes from social media, selling training programs, doing seminars, stuff like that. And that's a smart way to go about it, right? Because, let's be fair, that's the only viable way for someone who isn't the absolute number one in the world to actually earn a living through arm wrestling right now. Top Rocking says Power Nick is the best arm wrestling news channel, by the way. Yeah, I checked this channel out before, and maybe I was a bit too harsh because I said something on Reddit about do we really need another arm wrestling news channel? Like, I'm so starved sometimes for people to make, or try at least to make, like, original content in arm wrestling. Try to approach some stuff from a new angle instead of, you know, we've got so many arm wrestling news channels. But yeah, what I saw of it, it looked good. The production value looked good. I really like the guy's voice. Seems like he's putting a lot of effort into it, which is good. I'm just thinking, like, what if you redirect that effort and, you know, that good voice and all that other good stuff to, like, something else? Maybe I'm biased here, but that's just me personally. Muscleback says Putin versus Zelensky best of 5 super match WAL rules. Don't get me started on all that crap. Yeah, don't get me started, or I'll alienate even more people in chat. King's Move Social Club says Zelensky is like 4 feet tall. We would need a special table. I don't think Putin is that tall. You can think what you will about Zelensky, but the man is in pretty good shape for a world leader. Chuck says, I forgot, what about Matt Mask versus Unger Bayev? Yeah, that's an interesting one. When I saw that one announced, I thought, maybe a little bit of a mismatch. Won't Unger Bayev, like, beat Mask into a pulp? But then, like, oh no, Unger Bayev was out of it for quite a bit. Maybe Matt is in really good shape. He might be a little too quick for Angerbayev. He's also really tall, Matt Mask, so might give Angerbayev's top roll a bit of an issue, I don't know. So yeah, all in all, I think pretty good match. But yeah, my first instinct is mismatch, but then thinking more on it, probably a lot closer than I gave it credit for. Yeah, indeed, Latrusso, don't remind me of that nonsense, Mr. Bike. Yeah. Thank you, by the way, Muscle Bike, for being a member for nearly 2 full years now. Can you believe that? That is crazy for me to just see those numbers up there, like member for 23 months. Sometimes I forget I've been doing this for a while now. It's crazy how fast it went. Mr. Pina says, agree, strict rules remove human error from equation of referees. Running fouls, no advantage gained. How do they figure that? I say elbow up is illegally maintaining position avoidance. Yeah, I get you 100%. Those gray areas are way too plentiful still in our sport, I agree. Latrusso says, I click don't recommend on most of the arm wrestling channels. I try not to, but I get why you would. But in general, I try not to discourage people too much. Although probably I have. Andy G says, we don't know where Angerbayev's level is right now, so the match against Matt Mask is hopefully interesting. Yeah, indeed. No, Chuck, don't do it. No, I like Matt Mask a lot. Muscle Bike, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Don't have to do it, but still, thanks so much. He says, here's to 23 more years, Arm Historian. Hashtag Arm Gods. Hashtag Ahoo. Yeah, I'm really grateful to Arm Gods because thanks to them I got to meet some of my longtime supporters and people who I'm very proud to call my friends. So yeah, for that I'm eternally grateful to Arm Gods, and by extension to Muscle Bike. And yeah, I like Matt Mask. Talking about Matt Mask, he was one of the, well, there were a couple of people, but he actually said that he really liked the video I made on him. He read the title and he thought, oh no, what is this gonna be? And then he actually watched the video and said he really enjoyed it and really liked it. So yeah, there you go. I have a soft spot for Matt Mask just for that alone. Power Nick says, I appreciate the feedback. I try to do more long form videos rather than 1 to 2 minute videos. I just uploaded a remix of Auden's song to Artem, so I'm trying to branch out a little bit. Yeah, man. And like, don't take what I'm saying as gospel, because there's a lot of arm wrestling news channels out there that are way more popular and successful than my channel. So definitely don't take what I'm saying as like, this is what I should do, because maybe you're better off doing the opposite even. Change the picture, please. It's tempting to make a really bad joke. Okay. I'll change it to, hang on. Where was the other one? There's another one here that's better, right? Where is it? Can't find it anymore. I think they deleted it. It's too bad. I think people who've been in the live stream since earlier know what I'm talking about. I'll leave it on this one by the very talented Al Omega Rich himself. Chuck, member for 6 months already, which is also half a fucking year. Says I'm not a veteran yet. When do you think you qualify? What's it gonna take? Andy G says, Matt's signature slamming the pad and what the fuck? After a pin is legendary. Yeah, indeed. Love me some Matt Mask. Always brings the energy. Neverlast says, wonder if the wrist versus elbow ratio for injury joint-wise is a thing in this community. It's all just super interesting. Yeah, and the thing is, there's a lot of untapped data out there. Like a lot of research still to be done on stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's very exciting for someone who likes sports science to a degree, and like, especially on a scale like arm wrestling, you can go really deep into it. I think that's very interesting, and I think that's fertile ground for someone who wants to get into something like that. Yeah, yeah, Latru. So that's one of my favorite Matt Mass quotes. For sure. I love the guy sometimes. I think his quotes are definitely some of the best ever, right? Maybe I should make a video about that. Best arm wrestling quotes. It'd take a long time though to gather them all. Chuck says, I don't know, we haven't got any wars with Arm Historian. We need to start a war with arm wrestling news. I'd be down, man. I've called out Pradeep multiple times on my live streams. The man sometimes comments on some of my videos, but yeah, he never seems to take my call out seriously, and I wonder why. I think he's afraid, honestly. I think he doesn't want to face me on the table because of how easy it would be for me. That Rousseau says, it's clear that people love Matt. He gets views even on non-arm wrestling related videos. Yeah, he comes over really genuine, and he's pretty charismatic, so yeah, pretty much perfect, right, for content creation. Chuck says, then if I make it through. Yeah. Then if I make it through. After the war with Pradeep, you mean? Al Omega Rich says, I for sure want to capture the table slapping. Yeah. Latrusso says, had to unsubscribe from arm wrestling news. There's a lot of it out there, right? But yeah, more power to those channels. I mean, they're doing, like I said before, a lot of them are doing a lot better than my channel. So. Latrusso says, I know he said it's his bro making the titles, but I don't care. I was getting clips about Devon every hour, felt like, yeah, I know. You can, that's a way to go, right? And it's not a bad way to go. You could just spam the algorithm. Top Row King says, how many arm wrestlers get Olympian lap level treatment beside Levan? I don't even know if Levan is getting Olympian lap level treatment, to be honest with you. A lot of those top guys are into some really iffy, weird stuff. Yeah, like you said here, he does a lot of wacky, esoteric stuff, indeed. And I think Levan does some of that stuff too, you know? I don't know how much he's really into it. Like the clip of him going to the hot cupping stuff, like the cupping therapy stuff. He didn't seem that into it, to be fair. He did undergo it, but yeah, he didn't seem that into it. Can you make a Mad Mask cursing remix? Wouldn't be too bad. I bet I could, but it would take a long time, so to do it well. Come here, Pradeep, we want blood, says Chuck. Pradeep would get wrecked by Arm Historian. Honestly, I was kind of kidding before about how I would wreck him, but I honestly think I could take him just by virtue of me being like 2 weight classes more than him, right? I think just the fact of me knowing how to arm wrestle, like I'm not a pro by any standard, but I've been arm wrestling for quite a number of years now, and I'm 2 weight classes higher than him, so it would kind of reflect pretty badly on me if he actually could beat me. But who knows, right? Might be some kind of prodigy. Muscle bike, behave, man. Chuck says, Arm Historian, would you win over Ray from Voice of Arm Wrestling? How close would it be? Now, that's a good question. Probably I would lose to Ray. But then again, I am several weight classes more than Ray. Maybe in a match, he would take me just because he's better in the setup and stuff. But maybe I could take him in a friendly after pull if he allows me a little leeway. I don't know. Really hard to say. Really hard to say. I'm guessing he would beat me, probably, right? He's like a professional, so probably he would beat me, I don't know. But I do outweigh him by like 40 kilos or something like that, so... Top Troll King says, I blocked Bloody Sar Pradeep many moons before. I have slept like a baby since. Yeah, Lat Rousseau, indeed, I appreciate Pradeep for speaking his mind and not banning anyone, says Lat Rousseau. Yeah, that's one aspect at least we kind of share. Even though I think I could do a lot better in speaking my mind, like completely unfiltered. I just don't think that's smart for my channel to do that 100%, but all in all, I think I'm quite straightforward and I'm honest about what I think. Like, if I'm pressed on something, then I will answer honestly, even if it's not in my best interest necessarily. And yeah, I don't generally ban anyone. I don't think I've actively banned anyone from my channel ever, so... I definitely hear you on that. Matt levitating when he pulled Quasi was amazing. Yeah, there were a couple of frames in there when he was like a meter above the table or something. That was crazy. Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Peanut, indeed. Hey, Atlantis coming in right at the end here. At the tail end of the stream. How you doing? Good to see you. Latrousseau says Ray would kill you, Mr. Arm. Musclebike says Ray is short but genuinely massive and double pro in terms of technical proficiency. Maybe. Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, probably he would beat me. But don't underestimate weight, guys. I mean, how much does Ray weigh? 95? I don't know. I outweigh him by a lot, you know. Maybe he would just crack my wrist and beat me that way, but yeah, I don't know. I'd love to just feel him on the table, I guess. There's no way for me to know, you know. It's like my only point of reference is the tournaments here. So yeah, there's no way for me to really give any kind of good evaluation on if I could ever beat Ray at this time. Probably not is what I'll say. Latrousseau says, I literally see some really vile and hateful comments on his channel and he still doesn't ban. Yeah. Takes a lot. I sometimes get into the trap of, because I get them very, like, I get very, very little hate comments. Like, all in all, I think literally 99% of comments are positive comments on my channel. So I'm very lucky in that regard. But yeah, that does mean when I do get hate comments, I sometimes get suckered into actually replying to people. Because, you know, there's hate comments and then there's hate comments, right? There's people who don't like my content and who express an opinion about it or disagree with me, and I don't really consider them hate comments, you know. I don't mind engaging with those people, and I don't think it's bad to engage with those people. But then there's like these very rare instances where I should know by now, by virtue of being on the internet for so long, I should know that don't engage with like that very small minority of comments. Like, engage with the good negative comments, you know what I mean, there's like a kernel of truth in them, or they're somewhat constructive, or they just disagree with me. That's like, engage with those, but I should know better than to engage with some of the obvious bait. But I guess that's the negative, is what I wanted to say about getting very little negative comments, is maybe I'm not the best at dealing with them. Ah, interesting, okay. Yeah, would make sense, Top Rocking. hope you're keeping safe, Atlantis. Latrousseau says, I remember Ray's hand was close size to Hermes. Cool, okay. Yeah, I think mine is about Devon's length in hand. I think. Like in length at least, probably not width, right? Atlantis says, good to see you, Arm Historian. Good to see you, Atlantis. Welcome, welcome. Unless you're gonna sit on Ray, he's gonna win. Yeah, might be Latrousseau. Might be. Omega Rich says, Mindaugas would beat you when he's 77. Yeah, probably. Probably. Muscleback says, Arm Historian, if you kept your hand and top rolled the fuck out of Ray, then maybe you could do something. His hit, lever, and fingers and shut him off from his strength. Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I'm not saying one way or the other. Kazazuri and Musclebike are the only two people in chat right now that have actually pulled with me. I think. Latrousseau says, yeah, I notice most YouTubers reply to hate more often, even though most of their comments are nice. Yeah, it's bad, man. It's just that I love positive comments, and sometimes it's like, this is exactly what I need to read right now, because like I'm in like a creative slump or something, or I can't really... I'm stuck on an episode, or I'm thinking like, oh, my views are really low, should I continue? And then I read a positive comment, and then it's like, this is awesome, okay, very motivating. But then those negative ones, for some strange reason, and there's probably a ton of psychology behind it, people have probably looked into that a lot, but yeah, for some strange reason, those stick with you more, man. Yeah, Latrousseau, I'm about 6'5", like 198, something like that. Depending on what time of day it is. I'm 6'5" and like 130 kilograms right now, maybe a little over. Alan Zoloyev looking good. Looking good. Zoloyev family, another an arm wrestling dynasty. I should make a video on sometime, right? Yeah, Hermes looking huge. Wearing a Monster Factory shirt, good to see there. Something like that, I guess, Latrousseau. I'm definitely not a all quality weight, man. Not even close. Yeah, I met Reno in real life. Stood next to him, talked with him. He's not 130, I think. At least he didn't look 130 when I was talking to him. He looked significantly smaller than 130, but... yeah. But that was like half a year ago or something, I don't know. Muscleback says, only competitive pullers will have anything for Arm Historian. No average big guy will get him without being conditioned as well. It's just... that's... I guess that makes sense, since I've been arm wrestling for like 3.5 years. It's like I'm not a pro by any means, but I would hope I would beat most people that don't pull. No, that's crazy, Omega Rich. Yeah. That's crazy. Reno is fat and lazy, says Todd. Yeah, I don't think he's fat and lazy. He's really passionate about arm wrestling. You can kind of tell when you see him talk about it in real life. He's really into it and into the technical aspects behind arm wrestling. So yeah. Okay, guys, I've been on a little longer than I usually do, until a little later, just because I arrived late too. But I'm gonna call it quits here. I'm like trying my best not to fall asleep. It's been great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you for being here with me every Sunday. I know it's not easy keeping this up every Sunday, but yeah, to everyone who's here, thank you so much. I do appreciate it, and I look forward to these Sundays every time. Yeah, a video coming out hopefully pretty soon, and then there's a big one in the works too, together with Chuck, that I'm working on. So yeah, I look forward to that one. Other than that, there's the Fantasy League that's going to be starting soon. Like I said, I contacted some pullers, some people in the arm wrestling world, and some people have already agreed to co-host with me, so I can look forward to that one. And yeah, other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I hope everything turns out the way you want it to this week. And I also hope you'll join me again, same time, same place, next Sunday at the Arm Historian Live. And until then, guys, keep well, and see you then. Bye-bye.